It was just another cold morning in the city when Maya Khan, a tired young waitress with worn shoes and a kind smile, hurried to open the little diner on 6th Avenue. Her hair was messy, her apron smelled faintly of coffee, and her eyes carried the exhaustion of someone who hadn't had a break in years. But despite her struggles, she greeted everyone with the same warmth. And that was when he walked in. An elderly man, thin, frail, wearing an old wool coat far too big for his frame. His hands trembled as he held a wooden cane. He had gentle eyes, though they carried a loneliness Maya instantly recognized, the kind that mirrors your own. Every morning, he sat at the same booth by the window. Ordered the same thing. Black coffee, one slice of toast, no butter. She noticed he always counted coins before ordering. And every time, Maya would smile and say softly, "Greater than, don't worry, sir. Coffee's on the house today." At first, he'd protest. Then he'd sigh, smile back, and whisper, "You're too kind, young lady." He told her his name was Mr. Raymond, a retired teacher, living alone after his wife's passing. He said his children were busy and rarely visited. But over time, the conversations grew longer. Maya would sit for a minute during her breaks, listening to his stories about the books he once read to his students, the poems his late wife loved, and the world he missed when people still looked each other in the eye. And he noticed something about her too, that she'd been wearing the same worn-out shoes for months, that she skipped her own lunch to feed a stray dog outside. One day, he asked gently, "Greater than, Maya, tell me, what's your dream?" She laughed softly, almost embarrassed. "Greater than, dreams don't pay rent, sir." But when he insisted, she finally said, "Greater than, I always wanted to study. To open a small community center, for kids who can't afford school. Like me, when I was little." He nodded quietly. His eyes shimmered with something she couldn't name. Weeks passed. Then months. And one cold morning, Mr. Raymond stopped coming. Days turned into a week. Maya worried. She even walked across town to the small apartment complex he'd mentioned once. But no one answered the door. She left a small note. "Stopped by to check on you, sir. Hope you're okay. Maya." 3 days later, Maya was at the diner again when a sleek black car pulled up outside. 4 men in suits stepped out, tall, serious, intimidating. And behind them came 2 lawyers. The entire diner froze. They walked straight to her. "Greater than, Miss Maya Khan." Her heart pounded. "Greater than, yes, what's this about?" The older lawyer opened a folder, then handed her an envelope. "Greater than, we represent the estate of Mr. Raymond Ellis. He instructed us to find you." Her breath caught. Mr. Raymond. The lawyer nodded solemnly. Greater than. He passed away peacefully last week. But before he did, he left specific instructions regarding you. The diner was silent. Maya's hands trembled as she opened the letter. Inside, in Mr. Raymond's shaky handwriting, were the words, "Greater than, my dear Maya. Thank you for showing me kindness when the world had forgotten me. You reminded me of my late wife, always believing in people's goodness. You didn't know this, but I wasn't a poor man. I was simply searching for someone real. Someone with a heart pure enough to help without expecting anything in return. You helped me live again. And now, I want to help you dream again. By the time you read this, my lawyers will have informed you that everything I own, my home, my savings, and the old building on 6th Avenue, now belongs to you. Use it for your dream. Build that center. Teach the children. Change the world, one kindness at a time. With gratitude, Raymond Ellis." Maya dropped the letter, tears streaming down her cheeks. The lawyer spoke again. "Greater than, Miss Khan, Mr. Ellis was one of the founding shareholders of Ellis Industries. His estate is worth over $12 million. He wanted you to have full control." The room went silent. Plates clattered. Someone gasped. But Maya, she just sat there, shaking her head, whispering, "Greater than, no, I didn't do anything special. I just helped him." Months later, the diner was gone. In its place stood a bright community center with the name, the Raymond and Maya Learning Home. It became a sanctuary for hundreds of children, where education, food, and hope were free. Every morning, Maya would light a candle under a framed photo of Mr. Raymond, whispering, "Greater than, you gave me a life, sir. Now I'll spend it giving others theirs." Years passed. The center expanded across cities. News channels called her the waitress who changed the world. But Maya always said the same thing. "Greater than, I didn't change the world. Kindness did." Final scene for the emotional ending. A little boy once asked her, "Greater than, Miss Maya, why do you do all this for us?" She smiled softly and replied, "Greater than, because someone once gave me everything, for the price of a cup of coffee." You never know how far a small act of kindness can reach. Sometimes, it changes someone's day, sometimes, it changes their life. And sometimes, it changes the world.